there's one song playing again. The same one. You put your headphones on this morning not to listen to music, not really, but because the world got too loud and you needed something between you and it. And somehow, without choosing it, that one song found its way on. Again. The third time today. Maybe the fifth. You didn't press play consciously, your thumb just knew. And now it's looping, and you're letting it. Everyone around you thinks you just like the song, but that's not what's happening. That's not even close to what's happening. But what if the song you keep returning to isn't a habit, but a conversation your mind is trying to finish? If you have ever found yourself replaying one specific song on repeat, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, unable to explain why, this video was made for you. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly what your brain is doing, why it chose that song, and why this says something quietly profound about the way you process the world. Let me paint a picture. You're somewhere around 10 years old, maybe younger, maybe older. There's a moment you can still feel in your chest. Not a big, dramatic moment, just a quiet one, where you felt something too large for your body to hold. Maybe it was a fight you heard through the wall. Maybe it was a friend who didn't show up. Maybe it was just a Tuesday afternoon that felt unbearably heavy for no reason you could name. And you didn't know what to do with that feeling. There were no words for it. So you went somewhere else. A room, a corner, headphones if you had them, and something, a song, a sound, a melody became the container for what you couldn't say. That was the blueprint being written. Your nervous system learned something that day. When the feeling is too big for language, music holds it. You've been doing it ever since. You just didn't know why. Here's the science, and it will feel like relief, not a lecture. Psychologists call what you're doing a form of emotional processing through musical entrainment. In plain words, your brain is using the rhythm and melody of the song to literally synchronize with and regulate your emotional state. Dr. Stefan Kolsch at the University of Bergen has studied extensively how music activates the limbic system, the part of your brain that stores emotional memory and governs how you feel safe or unsafe in the world. In plain words, when you play that song, you're not just hearing sound, you're telling your nervous system, this is the frequency of how I feel right now. Match it. The song isn't distracting you from the feeling. The song is the feeling made audible. And here's something fascinating. Research by Dr. Petra Janata at the University of California, Davis found that music tied to personal memory activates the medial prefrontal cortex. In plain words, the part of your brain responsible for your sense of self. The song you're looping isn't random. It's the one that carries a version of you that you haven't finished understanding yet. Your brain chose it the same way you'd reach for a journal you haven't closed. Think about that. Back to this morning, back to your headphones going in before you could think. Your brain wasn't being irrational, it was being precise. It scanned its entire library and selected the one song that most closely matched the unresolved emotional frequency sitting in your chest, the one you can't name yet. And it's playing it back to you, over and over, because that is what processing looks like when words haven't arrived yet. You're in your apartment, or your commute, or somewhere that should feel ordinary, but the song is on again, and the window light is doing that thing where it falls flat and golden and wrong somehow, and the weight of something you cannot name is sitting just behind your sternum. Not grief exactly, not loneliness exactly, something older, something that has been waiting. You've been carrying it since before you knew you were carrying it. The song plays the part that you can't speak. It holds the hollow space where the feeling lives. And you are exhausted, not from the day, not from work, but from the years of feeling things at this depth and having no one ever hand you the right language for it. The song is the closest thing to being understood you felt all week. Stay with me, because this is where it changes. But not everyone who loops a song is carrying the same thing. Here's the plot twist, and it's important. Some people replay a song because it's attached to joy, to a memory they want to revisit, to a version of their life that felt lighter. The looping isn't always grief work. Sometimes it's gratitude work. Sometimes it's the brain holding on to a moment it doesn't want to release yet. The same behavior, thumb pressing repeat, song going again, can mean something completely different depending on what your nervous system is trying to resolve. And that's the question only you can answer honestly. Ask yourself, when that song plays, does your chest loosen or does it ache? Because the answer tells you everything about what you're actually doing.
Sit with that. Don't rush past it. Nothing is wrong with you. Let that land. The way you reach for one song, the way you play it until it almost stops making sound and starts making sense, that is not avoidance. It is not obsession. It is your mind doing something remarkably intelligent with the emotional material it has been handed. Not broken, becoming. Not escaping, translating. The part of you that loops a song is the same part of you that refuses to leave a feeling unfinished. That is not weakness dressed up as sensitivity. That is one of the most emotionally courageous things a nervous system can do. You deserve to know that. You have always been enough of a reason to feel things this deeply. The song didn't make you this way. It just recognized you. And you recognized it back. Relief is not something you have to earn. It's already here. It has been trying to reach you for a while now. And maybe that's what the song has been saying every time your thumb pressed play without you telling it to. You belong in this quiet. This is your sanctuary. If any part of this video made something shift even slightly, drop one word in the comments that describes how you felt watching this. Just one word. And if you want to understand why you feel things so deeply, why music moves you when words can't, why certain moments live in your chest for years, that video is already waiting for you. Because the song isn't the end of the story, it's just the part where you finally started to.